student here at the University of Guelph. I would like to welcome you to the College of Biological Science, the Ontario Agricultural College, and the Ontario Veterinary College convocation ceremony this afternoon. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in this convocation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are red. The University of Guelph crest, which you can see on the curtains behind me and on the front of your convocation program, also represents that specific history. The emblems in the crest show links to the royal city of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance in agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere cosas, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either, happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall are also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduands, the students who are coming to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the chancellor and provost, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of board and senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We will begin with the doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present the scholars to the provost and chancellor by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The provost will greet each student at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause. Once all the degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all of the platform party has processed out of the hall. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for convocation. Please share your photos, memories, and advice with graduating students by joining us on social media and using the hashtag GuelphGrad. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduands on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them. Welcome to convocation at the University of Guelph.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
On this day of celebrated accomplishment, we pause and reflect on our place in this world. This afternoon, we acknowledge the Attawandaron people, on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph now resides. And we offer our respects to their Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors. On this day that marks the end of a journey, we give thanks. We give thanks for the friendships that have been forged along the way. We are grateful for all those who have supported us, faculty, staff, mentors, and families. I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence, to reflect on that for which you are grateful, to offer a prayer. As we step into a new tomorrow, may the knowledge that we have gained here be coupled with wisdom and infused with compassion and clothed with humility, that we might contribute to the flourishing of all humanity, that we might embrace the forgotten, enhance the sustainability of all things, and discover together what it means to be fully human. May grace and peace abound. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. I am delighted to officially open this 2017 University of Guelph Convocation Ceremony and welcome everyone here. Provost, Madam Provost, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Kevin Golding, members of the board, honorary fellows, faculty, staff, family, and friends of the graduates. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating students, I'd like to offer particular welcome to our convocation speaker, Jim Ballantyne, who will be introduced shortly. My name is Martha Billis, and I have the honor of serving as Chancellor here at the University of Guelph. And what an honor it is to be here today, back at my University of Guelph, my alma mater. I think back to when I was in your shoes, proud to be a Mac Institute graduate and anxious to take on the next challenge around the corner. Problem is, we do not always know what's coming or how we're going to get there. Today I want to instill in you a belief my Dean, Margaret McCready, instilled in me years ago. She was full of advice, but most often said, "Remember, ladies, you are Mac girls, and Mac girls can do anything." And she was right. I stand before you today to proudly and confidently tell you that the education I received here gave me the wherewithal to go out and strive beyond what I thought I was capable of. Since the days of its founding colleges, the University of Guelph has been a leader in practical education focused on the whole person. The university has fostered an environment that encourages its community of students to aim higher, to make things better, to be more productive, to turn preconceived notions on their head, to make a difference, to improve life. My education opened doors and offered windows on the world I could not have imagined. Half a century later, those things are still happening here at this fantastic institution. Graduands, your windows are waiting. It's your turn to make a difference and to improve life for ourselves and others. I know you can do it because you are, after all, a University of Guelph graduate, and you can do anything. Good luck to you all. Thank you.
This has got to be one of the highlights of all of our lives, seeing all the families, friends, and our graduates ready to graduate. So it's an exciting day for us all. Good afternoon. My name is Charlotte Yates. I'm the Vice President Academic and Provost of the University of Guelph. Well, graduates, this is it. This is your day, your special day. You've worked hard. I'm assuming some of you have had a few bumps along the way in order to get here. But you persevered and you've made it. So let's give you one more round of applause and congratulations. Think fast. We've heard that expression, all of us. You don't often hear someone suggest to you that perhaps we should think slow. But my main message today is twofold. Think fast and think slow. You are a generation of learners who have been at the forefront of the rapid adoption of technology. You are hyper-connected in the world in ways that I could never have imagined when I was your age. You are expected to process large volumes of information and ideas and data, and you do it in the most remarkably effective fashion. Your minds, and in fact, your brains, are being rewired in response to this rapidly changing, technologically enriched environment. Speaking as I do as a parent of two university-age children, I see evidence of this change in their minds as I do in yours, and in a way of thinking about the world. We at the university see how you absorb large volumes of information and how you interact with and through information technology, a facility which I constantly admire as I myself struggle with the adoption of new technologies. You have adapted to a fast-paced world in which the volume and speed at which knowledge and information are created and distributed around the world is growing larger and faster all the time. Let me call this a river of knowledge, which you as learners have spent the last few years learning to navigate. New ideas come at us all the time, new innovations, new ways to connect people and understand the world. We need to process more information in the same amount of time. We need to think faster. We might call this fast thinking reactive thinking. Reactive thinking is tactical thinking. It's what helps you when you drive a car negotiate the twists and turns of the road from moment to moment. But there is another kind of thinking, reflective thinking or slow thinking, that takes a deeper, more strategic view. Not that I'm suggesting that you literally think slower. I'm not sure that's possible. I'm talking about a different kind of thought than tactical or reactive. On the road, reflective thinking is what enables you to decide which road to take. In our fast-paced world, universities are increasingly important places for both kinds of thinking. Reactive thinking that addresses today and allows you to make quick decisions on the basis of assimilating large volumes of information. But we also encourage reflective thinking that rises above the here and now to take the long and bigger view, to consider tomorrow and the day after and the impact of our decisions on the world around us. As students of the University of Guelph, soon to be graduates, you have benefited from the last few years from an enriched environment that has challenged your thinking, an environment that nurtures freedom of thought and expression and inquiry, an environment that promotes and supports openness to new ideas, one that invites varied perspectives on a problem or opportunities. We've tried to encourage you to exercise both reactive and reflective thinking. We've stressed the kind of thinking that enables you not just to provide the right answers, but to ask the right questions. We've looked to nurture thinking that is disciplined and to get you to think in interdisciplinary ways that draws upon diverse experiences and points of view. This kind of thinking is even more important in a world where the problems we face are so large and so complex. Big problems need lots of minds thinking together to solve them. Not just like minds, but unlike minds from varied backgrounds and perspectives. There's a proverb that goes something like this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. You're about to discover the next phase of your lives, including, I hope, finding ways to improve life for others around you and in the world around us. Go together, think fast, and think slow. Thank you.
The doctoral D.F. Forster Medal is one of this university's most prestigious graduate student convocation awards and is named in honor of Professor Donald F. Forster, a former president of the University of Guelph. This medal is awarded annually to a doctoral student to recognize academic achievement, motivation, leadership, and citizenship. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you this year's recipient of the Donald D.F. Forster Medal, Matthew Little. Improving the health of vulnerable populations is what drives Matthew Little, who is known for his compassion and academic citizenship. One of the first two students to graduate with a doctoral degree from the University of Guelph's collaborative program in population medicine and international development. Matt brought an interdisciplinary focus to public health research in India. There, he investigated factors associated with both diabetes and malnutrition in rural populations. Matt has mentored undergraduate research students and taught courses in epidemiology and co-developed and taught an interdisciplinary first-year seminar course that focused on understanding global disease epidemics. Matt served as head coach of the varsity Nordic ski team and has coached para-Nordic skiers to international titles. He is a founding member of Guelph on the Bike, which promotes cycling, and a co-founder of Community Music Guelph, which raises money for local charities. While achieving academic success, Matt has also received several prestigious scholarships, and his published papers are receiving remarkable international attention. Matt's passion for improving the lives and health of others is obvious in everything he does, and makes Matt highly deserving of this important award.
Magisteriate D.F. Forster Medal is one of this university's most prestigious graduate student convocation awards and is named in honor of Professor Donald F. Forster, a former president of the University of Guelph. This medal is awarded annually to a magisteriate student to recognize academic achievement, motivation, leadership, and citizenship. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you this year's recipient of the Magisteriate D.F. Forster Medal, Anthony Incognito. A master's student in the Department of Human Health and Nutritional Sciences, Anthony has demonstrated tremendous productivity for his career stage. Anthony has already co-authored 7 peer-reviewed publications, and his first author review on ischemic preconditioning and exercise was published in a leading sports science journal, Sports Medicine. Anthony's strong work ethic and team skills served him well as president of Exercises Medicine, a Canadian program designed to promote exercise for preventing and treating chronic diseases. Anthony also honed his research skills as a student member of the university's Center for Cardiovascular Investigations. Anthony has served as a teaching assistant and a tutor at both the University of Guelph and the University of Guelph-Humber, and was an intramural ice hockey captain. Among his extensive volunteer and volunteer commitments, both on and off campus, Anthony took part in anti-bullying and disaster relief teams. Anthony seeks to use his extensive training and experience to better serve his community by becoming an academic clinician, assisting with state-of-the-art medical research and patient care. It is clear that Anthony demonstrates the exemplary academic and extracurricular strengths that are deserving of the Magisteriate D.F. Forster Medal.
Each year, the University of Guelph awards the Governor General's Gold Medal to one graduating student for outstanding academic achievement at the graduate level of study. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this year's recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal, Peter Chen. Peter is a graduate of the Ontario Agricultural College's PhD Food Science program. His academic record is truly outstanding. He achieved the highest cumulative average of all OAC graduate students who have convocated this year. Peter's research focused on the study of polyphenolic compounds in dry beans as part of the multidisciplinary bean genomics and applied bioproducts project. His research involved chemical extractions and analyses of their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects for colon health. The research he completed during his PhD resulted in 16 publications, which is really kind of disgusting. It's just amazing. Prior to his thesis defense. This crowd will understand that, yeah. Eight of those he was lead author. Moreover, these papers have already collected over 300 citations. In the fall of 2015, he was the lead author on a paper which was deemed highly cited, having received enough citations to place it in the top 1% of papers in agricultural sciences. This is an extraordinary track record of productivity and impact, and it is at a level that far exceeds what we'd typically expect from a PhD student. In addition to his scholarship, Peter also stands out for his exceptional integrity, citizenship, and leadership. He was a graduate student representative on the OAC Dean Search Committee and the Food Science Cereal Science Professor Search Committee. Furthermore, he's helped to revitalize the culture within the Department of Food Science as a co-founder of the Graduate Food Science Club. His efforts and commitment have made a positive impact within our college. And as you can see, Peter has demonstrated extraordinary intellect and a work ethic of the highest caliber. And I believe you'll agree with me, Madam Chancellor, that he is most worthy recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal.
Good afternoon. Madam Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate University of Guelph, it is my honor to present you Laurent Viel for the distinction of University Professor Emeritus. Dr. Viel joined Ontario Veterinary College in 1984. As a member of the clinical faculty, he has been an educator in both undergraduate and graduate programs, while ensuring scholarly excellence as chair of the OBC graduate program. He served as an equine program coordinator, and the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs University of Guelph Partnership Program, and chaired the Equine Research Fund program from 1996 to 2009. He is renowned internationally for exceptional contribution to understanding equine asthma, initiating collaborative and comparative studies with Respirology Research Center at McMaster University. Dr. Viel pioneered the development of a new asthma treatment regime, which is used worldwide and recommended by the American and the European Colleges of Internal Medicine Specialists. He also pioneered the development of an inhaled medication devices and their efficacy, which has reduced the overuse of antibiotic treatment. After discovering that a rhinitis virus rather than influenza virus were responsible for a serious respiratory illness, his lab assisted in the development of a vaccine now in use. As emeritus professor, he is pursuing interest in studying respiratory viral diseases in equine and bovine species. The Department of Clinical Studies at OBC continues to benefit from Dr. Viel's scientific expertise and his mentorship of graduate students and early career faculty. On a personal note, Laurent, you have been an example to me, a mentor, and a friend. In well-deserved recognition of this illustrious career and its outstanding international impact, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, to confer upon Laurent Viel the distinction of University Professor Emeritus.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I have the honor to name you University Professor Emeritus. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I am pleased to invite Jim Ballantyne, professor in the Department of I've said this 3 times already. Here's the 4th. Integrative Biology, to now give your convocation address. Jim?
Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, Dean Newman, colleagues, Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, congratulations to the class of 2017 on the anniversary of Canada's 150th birthday. I know you worked hard for it. I will be brief. I was asked to draw on my experiences over my career to speak to you on this special day. I've worked on the physiology and biochemistry of primitive fishes, like sharks, for more than 30 years. Can we learn something from these animals that would be useful in the future? Sharks represent the oldest jawed fishes living today. We think they have changed very little over the past 400 million years. They have survived 5 major extinction events. We should be so lucky. A couple of things may have helped them to accomplish this and endure these stresses. They may be more disease resistant than many other animals. Diseases are more prevalent during periods of stressful environments. So we may find things that sharks do that will help us. We are working in my lab on some of those related things. If we really stretch our imagination, though, we could suggest that since sharks have more highly developed sensory systems, they have 7 senses, including an ability to detect electrical fields, these would provide them with information about the environment. It can only help when things get stressful to have lots of information. I'd like to focus on this last part for the rest of my talk. Information is important. The motto of the University of Guelph is Rerum Cognoscere Causos, translated as to learn the reasons for things. I've always liked this motto, but when I Googled it, I found it is a fragment of a longer sentence, Felix qui potuit rerum cognoscere causos, written by the Roman poet Virgil more than 2,000 years ago. It is literally translated as, fortunate are they who are able to know the causes of things. I like that even more. They are words I have lived by, and the best thing I could do is wish you would enjoy understanding things. If you truly understand the world that you live in, you cannot be manipulated by false news or demagogues. There are other things we can learn from biology. One important thing biology teaches us is that diversity helps populations survive when things get tough. Canada has survived for 150 years and has encouraged diversity. I look out at you now and I can see that Canada will be in good shape for the next 150 years. Canada is a tolerant society, is called a tolerant society, but tolerance is not enough. Tolerance can be legislated in or out. In the past few months, we have seen how years of progress can be wiped out by the stroke of a pen. We need a deeper appreciation of our diversity than mere tolerance. Tolerance is passive. We need to hike it up a notch. We need to be active in embracing diversity. Instead of saying we tolerate diversity, how about we like or enjoy or love diversity? If a love of diversity is embedded in our society, we will be stronger. Recently, I heard that hate crimes are on the rise in Canada, no doubt encouraged by recent events elsewhere. There is no universe where beating up a Muslim or a black person or an Aboriginal person or a gay person or anyone is acceptable. We need to leave behind this primitive behavior. We all need to stand up against it. We cannot be passive in the face of this threat. Your generation is sometimes called Generation Z. That sounds ominous. Z is the last letter of the alphabet. You are hooked into technology more than any previous generation. I hope you don't become the Borg generation, named after the Borg collective from the TV series Star Trek. They were connected wirelessly to a similar thinking cohort. Sound familiar? We are already seeing the dangers of this trend. If everyone thinks the same, we are all in trouble. Don't let someone think for you. Don't let someone tell you how to think. Listen to all sides of an argument before making up your mind. Think for yourselves. Resistance is not futile. The internet is like a vast ecosystem that you can spend a lot of time exploring and get lost in. But there are real, far more complex ecosystems out there that we hardly know anything about, that you need to explore. We need to understand them better to deal with how they will change. It is your job to protect them. Never has a generation had better resources to solve problems, but never has a generation had a greater problem to solve. We have high expectations of you. I hope we have given you some of the tools you will need to survive and thrive. Keep us in the loop and let us know how you are doing. I originally wanted to end with the phrase, "May you live in interesting times," thinking I had gone through some pretty interesting times in my life. But when I Googled it, I found it is thought to be derived from a Chinese curse. We do live in interesting times, but whether that becomes a curse is up to you. I would really like to end by quoting that great advocate of interspecies love, Kermit the Frog, who gave the commencement address at Southampton College 21 years ago in 1996. I'm quoting, "On behalf of frogs, fish, pigs, bears, and all of the other species who are lower than you on the food chain, thank you for dedicating your lives to saving our world and our home." Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ballantyne, for that wonderful address. So, now is the moment that you graduates have been waiting for. Would the graduating class please rise? Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Thank you. Well, members of the graduating class, please be seated.
Good afternoon. My name is Ben Bradshaw, and I'm the Assistant Vice President of Graduate Studies at the University of Guelph. Today's convocation is especially exciting for me as it features 92 graduate students who have successfully completed a graduate diploma or a master's or doctoral degree. And of course, the Doctor of Philosophy, or what we call here the PhD, is the highest degree this university offers. Given my excitement, I would love to lead a collective applause for each graduate, but unfortunately I must exercise restraint. And I must ask you as well to hold your collective applause until after the presentation of each of the degree programs. Of course, if you wish to express your excitement in some audible manner as your graduate walks across the stage, we will not stand in your way. Indeed, we encourage you to do so. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. David Gislason. Francesca Herlihy. Jamie Whitfield. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College, that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Hannah Nalafri Gashet. Douglas Graham. Come and join us. Carlos Leon Velarde. Great. Come on up. Braulio Macias Rodriguez. Kendra Annalise McClure. Krista Lane Hussar Morrissey. Wissam Obudat. Isis Toledo Henye. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College that they may be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Monica Marie Baquero. Nida Barjesta. Carolyn Elaine Creighton. Hind Kasab Bachi. Matthew Robertson Little. Marlene Ann Pei Bombase. Tanya Rossi. Keith Andrew Russell. Lorraine Claire Wagter Lesperance. Please join me in congratulating these newly minted doctorates. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars, or this scholar from the College of Biological Science, that he may be admitted to the degree of Master of Bioinformatics. Mahdi Montazir Hagigi. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science. Matthew Burns. Stephen Dragos. Andrea Lauren Dyken. Julia Catherine Hooker. Laura Elizabeth Johnson. Hayden Liu. Trevor Parch. Alexander John Sterling. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College, that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Environmental Science. Alicia Breers. Emily Ann Martha Holman. Jamie Noel Jurians. Marina Naj. Mackenzie Brienne Plummer. Sandeep Shunmugaraja. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Agricultural College that he may be admitted to the degree of Master of Planning. Nafiz Enayet. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science. Palak Arora. Well done. Lisa Marie Blankensop. Thais Christina Castro Hansberger. Teguin Cholette. Kristen Marie Daou. Tian Tian Di. Luis Gabriel Ferrero Moreno. Sierra Alexandra Harris. Wen Yu Huang. Vanessa Lee Knox. Victoria Irene Crozen. Jason Paul LeMay. Flora Luang. Peter Park. Heather Nicole Reinhardt. Andrew Rose. Cyril Selassie Tavia. Zachariah Donald Scott Telfer. Asalwi Edwigi Liditia. Tasha Valente. Stephanie Nicole Vickers. Connor Warren. Natalie Sarah Welk. Chuan Wang. Kimberly Rose Zupfer. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science in Planning. Clement Bouquet Agiman. Jennifer Ann Burns. Matthew Colley. Gu Fu. Amanda Herbert. Tariq Osman Idris Mohammed. James Newlands. Sabitha Paraswaran. Jonathan Pock. Stephanie Patricia Warren. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College, that they may be admitted to the diploma of the graduate diploma. Rogine Chauget. Sherry Yan Zhao. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the Ontario Veterinary College, that he may be admitted to the degree of Master of Biomedical Science. Mark Duncan Jameson. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College, that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Public Health. Alicia Christina Borgo. Shannon Selma Brown. Aisha Hamid. Stephanie Cadicolo. Dalian Loost. Jamie Marat. Chisomo Mahombo Machina. Parth Sharma. Jacqueline Amanda Shaw. Stephanie T. Michael Robert White. Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Veterinary College, that they may be admitted to the degree of Master of Science. Margaret Harmena Ainsley. Emily Rose Arndt. Alham Delroba. Rebecca Lee Flansman. Luz Maria Cassell. Manpreet Sani. Jeremy Wong. Carly Julia Wright. Please join me in congratulating these newly minted Masterits.
Madam Chancellor, Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science, that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Science Honors. Lindsay Ellen Abercrombie, with distinction. Christine Elisha Bowen. Tristan Lee Cairns. Sydney Victoria Gosselin, with distinction. Viola Kajendra Kumar. Brianna Lee Kemp. Ashwarya Kargamwala. Victoria Locke. Olivia Grace Mackenzie Lovricks, with distinction. Mackenzie Diane Maltus. Matthew Montesano. Duke Nguyen, with distinction. Tori Sander. Alyssa Marie Satimi, with distinction. Amena Altaf Hassan Sheikh. Jeff John Smallbone, with distinction. Abigail Patricia Spencer, with distinction. Claudia Takahashi, with distinction. Elizabeth Thurston, with distinction. Rachel Trigatti, with distinction. Emily May Ward. Please join me in congratulating these graduates.
Madam Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduands not present.
Well, graduates, you did it. One more round of applause for a great class. And welcome all of you to the Griffin alumni family, which is a growing family. This week, more than 3,400 new graduates crossed the stage to get their degree. University of Guelph alumni now number over 125,000 around the world, so you're in good company. We are all proud of your accomplishments while you've been here at the University of Guelph, and we look forward to seeing how the foundations you laid during your education serve you and support you in the future. We would love to celebrate with you your achievements, your successes, and hope that you will stay in touch with us. Remember that this campus will always welcome you. Graduates, you've made memories here, I hope mostly positive, certainly more today. And remember this, you are students for a very short time, but you are Griffins forever. Welcome and congratulations. This concludes our formal convocation ceremony. The college dean will host a reception for all graduates and their guests in Creelman Hall. For many of you, this may be one of the last meals you have at Creelman Hall, a place I'm sure you've been to many times. This is an opportunity to congratulate one another, introduce your family, friends to one another, and basically celebrate your wonderful achievements. I hope you're able to attend the ceremony, the celebration at Creelman. And now, as is fitting, the final word is from our Chancellor.
Convocation is dismissed.
Congratulations, everyone. We know you're going to go out and do great things. We hope you'll come back and share those things, inspire us with your achievements, maybe at homecoming or alumni weekend, or just any time you feel like visiting. In order to help us to prepare the hall for the next group of students who are going to graduate, we're going to ask that you exit from the side doors by the front of the stage, students first, families second. While you're out there, get lots of photos because you want to commemorate this time with your faculty, your friends, and your family. And when you're done, please return your gowns and hoods to the tent. And just before you go, I'm going to ask the students to turn it up one more time. You ready? Woo! Take care.